Act 1, Scene 1. Two students are sitting at the same lunch table. Bobby said to Billy, "Hey Billy, could you share some food with me, please?" Billy said, "No, not today. Sorry." Bobby said, "Come on, dude, give me some." Billy replied, "Look, man, I give you food every day. It's not like you don't have your own lunch." Bobby replied, "You'll regret not sharing." Billy, "Look, this is all I got. I'm sorry, but not today, Bobby. That's it." Bobby gets up from his chair. Billy said, "Look, I said no." Bobby grabs Billy's lunch and takes it with him. "Hey man, what are you doing?" Billy taps on Bobby's shoulder. Bobby punches Billy in the face and walks to another table. Billy stays on the floor in disbelief. The teacher, seeing what transpired, gets up and approaches Bobby. And the teacher corrected the student. As we as people need to understand that we are blessed with God's attitude. We are blessed by being humble, poor in spirit, putting God before all else. When we mourn, we are sad. When we are meek, when we are hunger and thirst for righteousness. When we are happy with what we have, when we are merciful, when we are nice to others, when we follow what God says. When we are the peacemakers, when we do what is right, we are hurting for doing what is right. When we follow God no matter what, those are what makes us divine beings. The law in the Old Testament is there to help guide and instruct God's people, the same way Jesus' Sermon on the Mount was there to encourage his followers to go out and spread the good news. Jesus' new law helps perfect the old law by making it liberating and available to all. By encouraging growth and happiness in Jesus' name, the law Jesus provides us liberates us by ensuring eternal life and by helping us rest in God's embrace. By living by the law, we won't be damned to hell. With this freedom, we have a responsibility to uphold the law and protect other followers of God and spread his word. That is our divine responsibility. That, little Bobby, is why you can't hurt your friends and be so disrespectful. God is watching.
Teacher approaches Billy. Mrs. Smith, young child of God, Bobby, now sitting on a lunch table eating Billy's lunch, looks up. Bobby, smiling. "Yes, Miss Smith, you're in major trouble." Bobby, "What for?" Billy now heads out of the lunchroom to treat his wounds. Bobby and teacher glance over at Billy. Act 3. Bobby, following what his mom and teacher said, invited Billy over to apologize. Billy is at the door ringing the doorbell. Mom, remember what we spoke about, Bobby. Bobby, "Yes, Mom." Mom and best behavior. Bobby, "Yes, Mom." Bobby opens the door. Bobby, "Hey, Billy." Billy, "Hello." Bobby, "Please come in." Billy, "Thanks." They sit down in the living room. Bobby's mom brings some snacks. Mom, "Hi, you must be Billy. I'm Bobby's mom." Billy, "Hello, ma'am." Mom, "So I heard you guys got into an argument. Let me tell you something that you need to learn. Do you know what the new law, old law, Beatitudes, law, freedom, covenant, eternal law, intellect, justification, and magisterium are?" Mom, "Would you boys like something to drink?" Bobby and Billy in unison, "No, please, tell us." Mom, "Okay, boys, they are. New divine law revealed in the New Testament through the life and teaching of Jesus Christ and through the witnesses teaching of the apostles. The new law perfects the old law and brings it into fulfillment. Also called the law of love. Old law, divine law revealed in the Old Testament, summarized in the Ten Commandments. Also the law of Moses. A contrast with the new law of the Gospels, beatitude and attitude, guiding us to follow Jesus more closely in order to achieve holiness and happiness. Our vocation as Christians, the goal of our existence. It is true blessedness or happiness with which we experience partially here on this earth and perfectly in heaven. Law, an ordinance of reason for the common good promulgated by the one who is in charge of the community. Freedom, the power rooted in reason and will to perform deliberate actions on one's own responsibility. Covenant, a solemn agreement between human beings or between God and human being in which mutual commitments are made. Eternal law, the order in creation that reflects God's will and purpose. It is eternal because it is always true and never changes. All the types of laws have their basis in eternal law and are only true if they reflect the truth of eternal law. Intellect, the divine gift that gives us the ability to see and understand the order of things that God places within creation and to know and understand God through the created order. Justification, the process by which God frees us from sin and sanctifies us. Magisterium, the church's living teaching office which concepts of all bishops in communion with the Pope. Mom leaves room. Bobby, "Look, Billy, I'm sorry about what happened in school." Billy, "It's okay, man. We all lose our temper at stupid things sometimes. We must learn to control ourselves." Bobby, "Thanks, Billy. I find it difficult sometimes, though. Also, how come you are so forgiving?" Billy, "Well, my priest likes to talk about forgiveness often." Bobby, "That's nice." The scene fades as the two boys begin casually conversing.